How we doing? Ohio Valley Prepping. Today I'd like to talk to you about a phenomenon that we kind of got going on in this country nowadays. The working homeless. We never really had homeless in my area, okay? I live in a small community, mostly farmland surrounding this area, and homeless was never a thing. We just didn't have any homeless. In the last 3 years, we've actually started to get homeless. The homeless community is growing. Uh, you see tents and that outside of the area in the woods and that all the time. And these people are working full time jobs. They just can't afford to live indoors anymore. Uh, the average home price in my area, I had to Google this, is now over $280,000. And the average wage in my county is $17.62 an hour. That means half the people are making less than that. That math don't math, right? You can't buy a home around here anymore, which doesn't even make any sense. I mean, why would you want the home prices to get so high that nobody could afford one? That doesn't make any sense. And due to that, of course, rents are skyrocketing because people can't buy homes, so they're renting places. And around here, again, small town, small area, you used to be able to rent an apartment for $300 to $600. You might even get a whole house for $500 to $800. Okay, now you can't get a studio apartment for $1,200. And I've seen places renting up to $3,500 a month. That's insane. And I've talked to some other people. This isn't just happening in my area. This is happening everywhere. That people work full-time jobs and are now homeless, sitting on the streets, living in tents and things they built out in the woods. And the economy's doesn't seem to be getting any better, okay? I don't understand it. I don't understand what our government is trying to do. Like, why would you want people to be homeless and still employed? Like, what are they going to do with all these houses? Because eventually, if this trend keeps going, everybody's going to be homeless. If it keeps going the way it's going, or wages stay the same, or I've seen places even dropping wages lately, but yet prices of homes and food and everything else just keep going up and up and up and up and up. We're all going to be homeless. I mean, it's inevitable. And then you got AI, right? AI is starting to take jobs, and I saw a report the other day that they're saying in 18 months AI may take 80% of the office jobs. What are these people going to do? And of course, Bill Gates put that thing out there a week or so ago talking about in 10 years, most jobs are not going to require a human. It's all going to be AI and robotics and things like that. And I believe that. I do. I mean, if you look at the advances they're making in that, I can see that happening. So what are they going to do when the whole population doesn't have a job and they're living in the woods? And, I mean, how's that going to work? It's like we're living in a dream or something, right? It's like nothing's real anymore. So me and my wife were looking for a house, right? And we started looking about a year ago, and we found a place, and it was a nice place. We kind of liked it, but we weren't quite ready to move yet, so we didn't do it. And then just a few weeks ago, I started looking again, right? And they wanted $130,000 for this place, I believe, or 120, which was a steal, right? It was a good deal, and so I start looking again here a week or so ago, and the same house is still on the market. And I'm like, oh, well, hey, we kind of like this place, maybe. And now they want $200,000 for it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. If something sits on the market for a year and doesn't sell, shouldn't the price go down? At the very least, stay the same. No, they tacked $80,000 onto it. I'm thinking, none of this makes any sense. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, like a lot of people that in the prepping community. Seems like Gen X is big in the prepping community. So, but ever since about 2012, maybe, the world stopped making sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's all upside down. Look at the tariffs that went on yesterday. Okay, so Trump throws all these tariffs on. The stock market goes to crap. It's actually starting to rebound already. It was down like 1,500 points. Last I looked, it was only down. It wasn't quite 1,300. It was 1,282, whatever. So it's not gonna, maybe it'll have a bad day today. Maybe it'll have a bad day tomorrow. By Monday, the stock market will have forgotten all about the tariffs, and it'll go right back up. And if you watch the market, I watch the market. If you watch it, things happen. The stock market takes a little dump, and a day or two later, it goes right back up. Stock market's long-term memory is not good. So don't worry about that. If you're worried about the stock market, don't. But yeah. So is this happening in your area? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Are you noticing the homeless population going up with people that are working? Because I know it's not just my area. And let me know what you think. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think we're going to do as a society when you just can't afford to live as a human anymore? I mean, I don't know. I'm confused. Maybe I'm just on a rant. I don't know. Just something to think about, keep in mind, because, again, this is a prepping related thing. It's an SHTF. What are you going to do when you can't afford to live indoors anymore? But yet you're still working. Yeah, things are crazy out there, guys. Hey, listen, thanks for listening to me. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications so you can listen to me rant a little more. This is Ohio Valley Prepping. You guys have a good day. Remember, we prep, we don't panic. We'll see you next time.